welcome to A Simple Life. The boys and I are down in one of our holes, and when I say it's a hole, we are probably about 250 feet lower than Herman's cabin, and Herman's cabin's probably only 250 feet that way. It is pretty steep down here. All right, we are going to cross a little spring that we have here. I'm gonna cross this log to the other side so we can go down and look at the big cedars. There's some big old cedars all the way down there. But this side is a little too steep to walk along. There's not really much of a path. But I know over here there's a few deer trails. So let's cross on over. This is about 12 inches wide. It's not too narrow. And it's only about 8 or 9 feet off the ground. It's not too bad. We're going to do one at a time just in case this root ball comes free. All right. Who's next? Me. All right, let's go, big guy. It's not too bad. It's easier than walking through the spring. You good? Yeah.
If you are quiet, you can hear it. The water.
All right, come on, Clay. All right, you're gonna jump over where he's sitting, okay? But you're gonna wait for him to move.
Yeah, apparently it's gonna take a million hours.
All right, ready? I'm gonna hold your arm. Ready? 1, 2, 3, jump. Whoop. Oh.
Look at it!
All right. The reason for doing this little hike is there's a big log that crosses the ravine back over there, way up there. You can kind of see it up there. And it's about maybe 20 feet or so off the ground. But we've been coming and walking across that for the last couple of years, and we really enjoy it. But they're going to be at this portion of the property fairly soon. So we figured we'd come in and do one last hike through, cross it, say our goodbyes, because pretty soon it's going to be gone. All right, let's see. I'm breaking the trail for everybody because there's a lot of spider webs. The good part is we don't really have anything too nasty in the way of spiders. So we'll walk down. There's a big cedar down here. Are the cedars coming out? Yes, the cedars are definitely coming out. If the loggers think they can get them out of the ravines. If they can't get them out of the ravines, they will not be coming out. Hey kiddos, look at that. Look what we found. We found a deer trail going right through. This is definitely a deer trail, or maybe a bear. There is a bear in here. So, but I think this is deer. Well, there's some claw marks, it looks like. We did see a pretty good sized bear about, I don't know, a week ago. There's a stream, I know, that's why I was saying. So you can see pretty good sized cedar there. Is that cool, boys?
Yeah, all these look old.
If you thought that was a big tree, look behind you. Look at that one. Oh, I know, but look at that one up there. That's an old growth.
You think they kept it when they logged?
I think so, because it looks like they thought about cutting it down and then decided not to.
Oh yeah, you can see the apple.
It looks like they may have thought about cutting into this tree and taking it down at one point and then decided not to. I'm not sure. That definitely looks like somebody cut something. But it's been here for a while. I mean, well, you want to get an idea how big that tree is. Boys, so why don't you stand next to that tree? So this tree is staying. There's not a mill big enough in the area to take it, so it's not going anywhere. That tree's definitely staying. I'd already talked to the logger about this tree, and I think there's one more in here that's about the same size as that, maybe a little bigger. That one's also staying, and I think it's right up there. I can see it from here because it looks like a medium-sized tree, and it's actually an absolute monster, and that one's also staying. One thing is they're awesome, huge, beautiful trees. Second thing is there's no mill that will take a tree that is 5 foot at the bottom. That cedar's going.
This one is?
Yeah, that's going. Yeah. The mills will take the cedars. All right, let's go look at these big old cedar monsters. We're not sure if they're gonna take them or if they're gonna leave them. We have no idea. Here are the monsters in the woods. As you can see, they are huge. I have no idea if they will take them, if they will leave them. We'll see when they get down here if they can even get them out I'm not sure if they can get them out. I do know there's a market for them because crazy part is the reason cedar is so expensive is not because it wouldn't grow in the woods or it's a rare wood. What happened, I think it was in the 80s, they went through the woods and they ringed all the cedars because they thought it was a junk wood, like a maple, or when I say maple, we're talking West Coast maple. And so they went and ringed them all. And so they got rid of them. And now there's a shortage. That's a good question, Clint. What I mean by ringed is they went around the bottom with a chainsaw, okay? And they just ran a chainsaw around the bottom and then the tree died, yeah. Well, there you guys go. That's pretty stinking cool. Those are some big trees. They're not as tall as I thought. I thought they were a little taller, but they are big. They are really big. Ooh, that's bouncy, Clint. Be careful, buddy.
Were you standing up?
I don't remember. Maybe it wasn't this log.
You make me walk back.
How are you going to get back? Of course you're going to walk back. First time's the hardest, Clint. I think I did walk this. All right, Clay, it's your turn, buddy. You can do what he did. That's fine. Yep, there you go. Keep going. You're good. Focus on what's in front of you. There you go, big guy. You got branches right there.
Don't. I'm a little bit shaking.
You're good. Dude, you're really not that high off the ground. No, you're like maybe 8 feet. Or 10, maybe 12.
It looks way higher than it is. Oh.
There you go. And right there is about where you can stand up. That's where Clint stood up. It's wide. It widens out quite a bit right there. There you go, buddy. I'm not crossing. I weigh too much. How do I know? Every time I get towards that little crack right there, well, big crack right there, it starts creaking. And so I'm gonna have to go another way. Oh man. We're gonna go over here and I'll show you the bear den. Now, there may or may not be a bear in it. We'll find out. The animals have been going up and down this for a while, but I believe that's the bear that goes in that den up there. Just jump. There you go. Good job. You okay? Okay, hold on. Get out of the way. Clay, take it easy, okay? Try to put the brakes on. There you go. There you go. Just run, jump. There you go. Good job.
I didn't even have to use my hands.
All right, stay right here. See the claw marks?
Oh, yeah. Can I see?
Yeah, right here.
Can I see?
See the claw marks?
I can't see that.
Right there. See the claw marks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and the thing's right up here.
Yeah. Keep moving. Yeah. So I'm not really worried about it. From what I have seen, it's a pretty small bear. Yes, it's still a bear, but it's a small bear. All right, we are gonna go around and then we're gonna cut back and we're gonna go back to our favorite tree bridge and go sit on that. Good job. All right, let's make the journey. Ooh, blackberries. Yummy. It's a pretty good sized log, but there's a photo somewhere of Clint and I sitting on this log. It was the very first time, and I may even have a video of him walking across this, and he was petrified. But he got over his fear, and we had a really nice little moment. We sat here. I don't remember. I don't know if we own the property yet. But why don't we recreate that before this log goes away? Because when the loggers come through, they're not going to take it for wood, but it is going to get destroyed. All right, this is it. This is probably the last time we're going to be on this log. And I don't actually think we've ever come up on this log altogether.
No.
Clint and Clay have come up here. Clint and Clay and friends have come up here. Clint and I have come up here. I've come by myself. But I think it's the first time, and probably the last time we'll be on this log. Well, boys, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna miss the woods, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. We are, but they need to be logged. This portion of the property has been let go for so long. It needs a reset. It really does. It's like a garden who's allowed to grow too much. And so it needs a reset. That's for sure. It's going to be really healthy for it. It's really going to be really healthy for us. We're going to have an opportunity to kind of reset this property. We're also going to cut in some quad trails and some dirt bike trails, some horse trails, and that's going to give us a little bit of a recreational place. So we'll do all that together. It's not going to be anything crazy. We're just going to find places that have nice views, quiet holes, and places that would be nice to visit on a regular basis. The logging roads are going to help us kind of build the first foundation, maybe the main paths that we go down, and from there will be offshoots. And that's just going to be a nice little thing for us as a family to have friends and folks come out and enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let me get up. Hopefully I don't fall while getting up.
I'll make a good video.
Thanks, Clint. Make a good video if Dad falls.
Yeah, but leave you.
I'm not that old.
Leave you and get the camera.
You're
definitely good enough. Hey!
Did you hear that? Leave me and get the camera and go viral?
Yes.
All right, so what we're seeing here, there's actually 3 trees here. There's these 2, there's a huge one right underneath of us, and there's one over there. There's a bunch through this whole forest. That's part of the reason why we're logging, is because what I was starting to see is we were losing 10, 12 good, solid, big trees every year. This last winter we didn't lose as many, but the previous couple of winters we lost a good chunk, and it's just, there's nothing I can do. I don't have the equipment to get down in these holes and get these things out. That was the other reason for logging, is we need to start over. The trees were getting so big they were starting to take each other out, and that's just not healthy for the forest, not the way we're going to manage it. And yes, I'm looking at this as a thing that needs to be managed, not just a thing that I'm going to let go. Okay, boys, how do we want to do this? We want to do one last walk across, or we want to hike out from here? Of course you're going to bounce on it.
I'm going first on the way to that.
Well, that may have been our last walk in the woods on that section of the property. This is the other section of the property. This property is broken up into kind of 2 sections. There's the south 40 and the north 40. It's 80 acres altogether. And so the boys have been coming over here and they have found their new favorite place in the woods. Now, I'm bringing this up because I know it's sad. The area that the boys love to play and I love to hike in, it's gone. But this is going to be the new area, and there's a lot of potential here. So let's go take a little walk in the woods, and I'll show you what the boys have found, which I already knew was here, and what they're going to be doing in here, because this is a really lovely 22, 23-year-old stand of Doug fir, which will be logged in the future, 20 years from now or so. But in the meantime, it's really nice. It's healthy, and it's awesome for hiking. Not only is it awesome for hiking, what have you boys been working on in here?
A dirt bike trail.
The boys have been putting a dirt bike trail in. So I'm going to show you what they found. And I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but I'll just show you what it looks like. So this is coming in, and you can see these trees are definitely on the smaller side, but the boys came in and they started clearing out some of the overhanging branches so they could actually ride through here. Now, they haven't laid out a perfect trail or anything like that, but you can see what they've already started to work on. Little pink ribbons help me find where they want to go and where they are going to go. But the cool thing about this area is it's young. The trees are smaller, it's much flatter in here, with some hilly bits, which is going to be amazing for the boys and for Colette, because one of the jobs for the boys in this area is to come in and really start taking off some of these lower branches, and then also start defining some trails for not just them, but also for Colette and her horses, because she's going to love it up here. There's a little divot here. There was an old wet spot back there, and when they logged, they made a drainage path so that way that spot would drain. Well, it's perfect for getting around through here and kind of riding through there. So I'm sure the boys are going to do that. And then there's a bunch of little whoop-de-doos right through here where when they came through, not everything was leveled, and those are going to be perfect for the boys as well. Overall, it's really nice and calm and quiet in here, and they're going to be able to have a whole new area to play.
Yeah.
So, while it is sad that the area that we used to play in, hike in, hang out in, has been logged, we're going to replant it. It will grow back, and in 20 years, it will be like this. And this will be ready to be logged. And unfortunately,
You will destroy all of our dirt bike trails.
I will destroy all the dirt bike trails once again, which is not really the reason for logging, but this property, if managed correctly, has great potential. And that's what we're seeing. That's part of why we logged, is because it's like a crop. I like to compare it to corn. While the corn is beautiful, it's a huge stand. If you don't harvest it, it will rot and fall on the ground and will go to the birds of the air. And so we don't want that to happen. And so we were starting to have that issue. We were starting to lose trees. We had a good chunk of the trees that actually had conch, which is like a fungal rot. And that's not good. That's not good. You're losing value at that point. Now, do I look at every part of my forest as something that we want to log or grow fir on? No, I don't. I really enjoy certain parts. Matter of fact, there's a part of this property in the back corner. I haven't taken you guys back there in a long time, and it is really beautiful. It's got old oaks, and it's really hard to get to, so it's one of those spots that I don't think we'll ever log. And I say I don't think we'll ever log. It's just not worth it. It's too rugged, and the trees that are in there are not the trees that you want to log. And it's not like this, easy to get to and ripe for a beautiful harvest of Doug fir. While we are losing one chunk of our woods, the boys have gained a whole new love for a different chunk of the woods, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's the important part.
Oh, and you will build a new dirt bike trails over there, right?
Probably not, but you can do it for your boys.
Wait, so you're going to destroy ours, and then you're not going to make us new ones?
Nope, but you can do it for your boys. By then, 20 years from now,
I'll be as old as you.
No, not quite. Well, I wanted to share. I wanted to leave on a positive note, because while one section of our forest is being logged, another section, well, is now ripe for enjoyment, having fun, doing all kinds of fun activities outside, and hopefully getting Colette up here so she can do some trail riding once we cut some trails in here. All right, well, thank you guys so much for joining us on A Simple Life. We will see you guys very soon. Have a good one. Bye.